Hey, yo, Shalom. Um, my name is YYBY. I want to give some very important information to all the young, up and coming engineers, beat makers, producers, whatever you want to call it. I want to give you my perspective from, from my experience of the music, stuff and everything. And I'm gonna get straight to the point. All right. So, if anybody think about going to school, hey, first, before I talk about the school thing, let me tell you about me. I got 19 years of experience. I was an artist first, as a young dude. And I started investing my own money in the engineer stuff. Buy my own beat machines, analog stuff. I started with the analog first. Then went to the software, start buying. I bought my first software I paid money for was Reasons. Then went from Cubase to Pro Tools to the Windows to every other DAW that's out. I use it. I still have them. So I invested my time and my money into it. And what I did, I never went to school for it. I read. I studied, trial and error, and read. And that's how I learned. And I also learned I was always around friends. They was either rappers, DJs, anything that was involved in music, man. When it came to my family or friends, I was around that environment anyway. Even when as a young boy, my family, was, they always play old school music. So I was always prone and hip to old school music that was way older than me before my time. And different genres of music, from reggae to everything. And so this was already installed in me in my DNA. DJing information was installed in me, even though I don't DJ, but I know the process of it and the concept of it. And so I invested my money and my time, and I put my work in. The same way you put your work in when you going to school for whatever you're going to school for, whatever you love. I sat there and studied about every detail of different things and tested out, trial and error. Times I mix something down, think it's the best mix, and then when I go perform it, it sound horrible. I learned how that sound from what you hearing in the studio compared to what you hearing in the club. You know what I'm saying? So this is all experience, man. And I started being an engineer in 1999. Before that, we was young boys with my old head cousins. We was running around in Atlanta and Philly, the East Coast, city to city, and getting experience in the engineers, meeting people, dealing with the industry and all that. I was around all that environment, and I learned a lot. He actually taught me a lot about the industry, my cousin Ant-Man, and big up to him for that, So yeah, so when it came to that, understanding the business of it, I was taught that and I was aware of it at a young age. Some people learn at the last minute. So sometimes at a young age, knowing so much can cripple you also, because, a lot of people in the industry are, not even just the industry, just people, period. It's like, if they can't use you, they hate you. So, it's like your sheep or your wolf, and when you know the business, it's kind of like, oh, we ain't dealing with you, man. Oh, you know too much, type thing, And so that's when you have to put the time and the money, invest in yourself, and investing in yourself, meaning in so many ways. It can mean that you can put your own money behind your own equipment and learn and take that route, or you can put the money behind other people to do it for you and get it out faster. So it's so many ways of what I'm talking about. So, but now, for any person that want to go to school for music production, I'm gonna give you the pros and the cons of it, man, from my experience, and for me being around friends who went to school for it. Like I told y'all, I never went to school for it, but I know about it, and the pros and the cons of it, and I can tell you the pros and the cons of my side of the situation. If you want to go to school, go to school because you want to network with people. You want to meet people. You might meet certain industry people that have the experience, that's who teaching you. You know, because the industry don't give a flying F if you went to school for music, man. End of the day, what matters is your experience, what you already know, and who have you worked with. Period. People have to understand that. Young boys, listen up to what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all have to understand this. Nobody care about your degree. That degree don't matter. Only time a degree matters is when you, with music, when you're going to school to be a music teacher at a school or public school or a college or something. Like you teaching about notes and how to play pianos and instruments and stuff like that, like for a band, like you're at school, you teaching them. That's when that really matters. But when it comes to the industry of music, beat making, mixing, engineering, mastering, they don't give a flying F about your education, man. So get that out your big head about you got a degree of music. It's about your experience, because I tell people it's not always what you use, it's what you know. For those who ask questions about what do you have, what a person have don't mean if they good, man, because they got all this equipment and don't know what the hell to do with it. You get what I'm saying? So if you're going to school, the things that you could benefit from it, you can one, you can get equipment. They provide equipment for you that you can't afford. You know, some things be watered down, but they provide good equipment, you know, the basic stuff. So you get an understanding of what you need and what you got to use. And to learn the music stuff, you know, and from people that have that experience already that can teach you. But like I say, on the other hand, you can teach yourself. All you got to do is read and study. The same thing you're going to do in college. And like I say, if you want to be a music teacher, that's some of the good pros, cons going to school for it, man. Meeting people, you know, networking, you know, get the equipment that you can't afford, you know, just to learn, you know, and if you want to go to school to be, you know, a music teacher or anything in that type of field, that make more sense. With me, man, like I say, I learned on my own. I learned everything from how computers work, how mixing and mastering work, how EQs, compressors, all this type of stuff. That's what, when it comes to that, it's about your skills and what you know. Nobody cares about what you went to school for, man. People, you know, and this is the thing. I'm not trying to stop. I'm not saying don't go to school. If you can, if you got the time, go. I mean, why not? I didn't have the time, you know, or I didn't have the money when I was a young boy at that time. I was caught up doing other stuff. So I was, you know, that's why I was teaching myself, and I was around the music stuff already. But if you can go to school for it and you don't have no experience at all, then go. But just just get it out your mind that you think that just because you went to school for it, you got a degree, you think that you top tier, you number one, you skill, you do this, you do that. No, it's about networking and it's about your experience. With some job, excuse me, you have to go to school for. And some jobs that don't matter. It's about what you know already. It's about your skills. And with beat making, with engineering, with mastering, with post-production, sound design, all these fields, it just come, you put your time and your craft in. Yeah, so and if you really think about it, a lot of people that have went to school for it, well, no, a lot of people that's in the industry that's large and huge and make, you know, good money off of this stuff, most of them didn't even go to school for it. Not that field, they didn't, you know. And again, I'm not saying don't go. If you can go, and you know you're a young guy, and you don't have the experience at all, and you don't have no money at all, you broke as hell, you really don't got no bread to really get no equipment or anything, then take advantage of that situation. Even though you got to pay for the school eventually, it's pricey. For what I heard, for what I checked, it changes through the years. It probably costs way more now because everybody want to be a beat maker or a rapper, whatever it is, music engineer and stuff like that. Now, I think having a degree can benefit in a way where if you already got the experience and you got a degree, they can trust you. I guess they feel certain companies and businesses, they trust you doing certain sound engineering things in the background, like on concerts and so on and so forth. I assume that, but most of the time it's just skills already and who you know and who you work with. What you provide. When they hear a song, they be like, damn, who did this? And you be like, oh, that's the guy, that's the young guy, Mark Jones. Oh yeah? Oh, I need, where he at? He on YouTube and everything, check him out. Oh man, I like his skills, man. I like his skills. That sound good. I want to do something with it. That's it. Now you on. And now you teaching people about the music industry and your skills and what you experience from other people. You get what I'm saying? So I tell people, man, this is one thing that school is not a big deal of, it's not the biggest thing to go to school for, to put yourself in a position to have a good career in it. And that's, music. Again, unless you trying to be a music teacher, then that's different. And a lot of that time that come with experience. You taught yourself instruments. You taught yourself how to use instruments. You taught yourself, how to do all that type of stuff. And guess what? A lot of the kids that come from schools that play bands, a lot of these little soft rock bands and pop bands and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, they play instruments in school anyway. A school teacher taught them how to play that. Most of them that play guitar, piano. They probably had piano lessons in school, or their parents put them in the piano lesson and they probably hated it when they was young, and then they realized that it was one of their best talents and it was beneficial when they got a certain age, and they realized they can do something with it, and they did something with it. But yeah, far as me, my experience, man, I taught myself. I read every book. I even went on the internet and went to certain top websites, and I turned their website into a book. I download everything. I copy printed everything out and made it into a book. And one of the top websites that I did go to was tweakheads.com. I've been on Tweakhead for years, and I made tweakhead.com into a book. I downloaded every page. And I have 4 books of Tweakheads. It's like 4 books in color of everything about music, from analog to digital. From anything you can think about the perspective of music, it talks about it, breaks everything down for you. I learned that. That's my second time printing these books out. I used to highlight things in the books, and that's very important to me that I really want to learn and need when I was young, and I go back and read it. Even to this day, I have 19 years experience. I still go back and read certain things just to update my memory on it, because sometimes you'll forget certain stuff. So, for all the people who think they know everything and figure it out, sometimes you'll forget certain basic things in music, and you be like, wow. And you be like, wow, I didn't think about that. So that's my perspective from YYBY, man. And I'm gonna have more videos talking about this situation. And if any of y'all got questions, or y'all you want classes with music, you want the basic classes, the basic teachings of music and everything, hit me up. I can give you that. This is YYBY. Peace.